CEOPro Global Training. Excited to just build a launch and train you guys and give you guys information that I think will ultimately just build your business, because that's what we're here to do. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of great things, but ultimately our goal with what we're doing is to effectively build your business. That's the whole goal. Make it simple, make it easy, just make it kind of a no-brainer. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new graduate from high school, or if you're retired or super retired, you've been retired for a long time, or you're that single mom or whatever it is. We want to teach you exactly how to build this business and make it as easy as possible for you, because we all know life is complicated. We all know we're busy, and ultimately the easier it is, the more effective we'll all be in building this business. So I'm super excited. Thank you for all jumping on. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy evening. There could be people from Hawaii, so they're still in the midday. There could be people back east, and they're already headed deeper into their evening. I'm here in Arizona, and it's about 5:30, so it's a perfect time for me. So you guys, hopefully you guys have. I would give you guys a couple notes or tips real quick here. As much as possible, separate yourself from whatever you're doing right now, and just take a few moments to really be able to focus with us over the next 60 to 90 minutes. Could be closer to 90 minutes of this training, to where you can really focus on what you need to do. I also recommend, if you don't have next to you, grab as fast as possible a pen and a piece of paper so you can take notes. I know throughout my training process, I'm going to have you bring out a pen and paper so we can work on some stuff right here, right now, because we're going to help you start building your business and give you some tips today. So I want to introduce somebody that is a long-term friend, somebody I've been working with over the past 10 years in this business. And she's going to really kind of help us out here and lead us through this process as we go throughout this training this evening, and be able to give you guys some great tips and great pointers on building this business with not only the CEOPro app, but just in general building this business. It'll be effective in any way you build this business. So with that being said, I want to introduce a great friend, a long-term friend now for many years, Miss Laura Tuttle. Are you there?
I am. I've just unmuted myself. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Laura, for jumping on, and appreciate you, and great to see you.
Thank you. Same here. Well, it's a pleasure to be here this evening, and welcome everyone to this CEO Master Training. We're in for a great ride tonight. My name is Laura Tuttle, and it's really an honor to host this evening. And I've been with LifeVantage for 9 years. And my background, I've been in the airline business, and after traveling on a regular thing for over 20 years, I was ready to be home with my family and put away my alarm clock, number one, which really ran my life. So I was looking for something to be home and to be able to stay home. And LifeVantage found me through a very dear friend who you will meet tonight, and my future has never looked brighter. So let's just jump right in here with our agenda tonight and get started, because we've got a lot of training from some very special people, and I'm going to be giving you some updates and events that you're going to get some great skills to apply to your business, and then we're going to go to work. So thank you for spending your time this evening with us. There's some events that are coming up, extremely important. So pull out your calendars. I know you've got your pen and paper ready, but these events build your business. And so learn and promote from these. They're very important. Okay, this training, it's really to answer to the void of sometimes where we are and they don't have any type of meetings going on. They don't have the academy, the LifeVantage Academy, or a lead school or a premier school. And so those things can't happen sometimes, and they should happen. But if they don't exist, this training does it in every one of our markets. So this is our way of touching every single distributor in your organization every single month for an important building event. And it's an hour and a half minutes online on Zoom, and you can attend it from anywhere. So this is fantastic. So the first date that I want you to put into your calendar is May 14th. It's going to be 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. This will be our next CEO Global Training. It's a Tuesday evening. So when we finish up with this training tonight, start promoting it to every single person on your team. There's going to be a Thailand leadership development, and that's Saturday, May 11th. This country is growing like crazy, and guess what? Seth will be touring the countries. So get to him. If anyone in your group that you have connections in any of these cities that we're going to be talking about tonight, he will be there for them. So get with him. Sydney, Australia, business presentation and CEO training on May 25th. So if you have anyone in Australia, get with Seth. Mexico Leader Retreat is going to be June 8th and 9th. And Lead Academy in Kansas City, July 18th through the 20th. It's our 10-year anniversary, and LifeVantage is throwing a big party. You're invited, and you will get to take 3 beautiful days of invaluable training and lots of fun, I can tell you that. So take advantage. There's an early bird pricing right now of $129, and this price will end on the 30th of April, and the price is going to go up to $169. So get signed up ASAP. The next is the Pro 5 Summit, September 19th through the 22nd. It's going to be in Park City, Utah. The qualification period started in January of 2019, and it will go through June of 2019. You need to maintain paid as a Premier Pro 5 or above and meet the monthly minimum of 20,000 overall volume for at least 2 months during that qualification period. So keep pushing hard. This is a game changer for your business, and I can tell you it was my favorite event that I have gone to with LifeVantage. Okay, I want to introduce Seth Mulder. Many of you know Seth. He's an amazing man, and he is the leader of what we're all here for tonight with this rapid funnel. It's just been amazing, and the success that everyone has had. So Seth is a very dear friend. He's a Pro 10. He's one of the founders with LifeVantage. And if you know Seth, you know that this is a man of integrity beyond. And so I'd like to turn this over to you to do the training. So take it away, Seth. Are you there, Seth?
I think I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
Awesome. Can you all see my screen? That's a yes. I see Amanda and Bill nodding their heads.
We sure can.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I was scheduled for 10 minutes. I'm going to take 7. We are tight tonight. We've got like 6 trainings going on for this 60 to 90 minute training. And I'm going to be really tight, which some of you are laughing because, you know, I'm always verbose and I go off on tangents. But 7 minutes of complete power. Laura, and thank you so much, Chris and Laura, for your introductions and getting this training started. I'm privileged. I feel tickled pink to be here. And I'm super pumped because of where we are going. 10 years. LifeVantage is 10 years old. We're going to celebrate that in, pardon me, in Kansas City. But if anybody thinks that the best days and the best growth periods and the best story of LifeVantage is what we've had in our history, I'm here to tell you, I think you're absolutely wrong. I think that our best days, our best weeks, our best months are in front of us. And up to this point in our history, I think they're immediately in front of us. Let me explain by this. I want to run you through some slides here. We're all excited about biohacking. You know, we love this study from the university, Washington State University, talking about NRF2, that it might be the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. That's huge, right? Frankly, the study the study to end all studies, perhaps, the National Institute of Aging study on Protandim, showing it was the only natural supplement in the entire world in 20 years of research that actually could extend life. Guys, do we have product power here? Absolutely. And anybody who's actually experienced the product and understands this or understands the science knows that we have something really, really special. Nutrigenomics, this slide here from the Today Show, is supposed to hit $17 billion plus by 2023. Guys, 2023 is less than 4 years away. The market is at infancy right now. So we're going to go from infancy to $17 billion in this industry in the next 4 years. And we have the world's most researched product, the most patented research product, the most efficacious. I mean, it actually does something. We have what almost nobody else has. We are the world's foremost nutrigenomic product. And if the market's going to go from 0 to 17 billion, do you know what that tells me about the next couple of years? It tells me that celebrating 10 years is awesome, but you better feel like this is starting, like the party is starting. Because if we with a very affordable product, the most researched product, reducing oxidative stress by 40%, again, the most efficacious, the most scientifically valid, health-related, affect everybody on the planet product, patented, and it fell in your lap, Christina Lopez. I see you on my screen, so that's why I can call you out, okay? Amanda Hightower, Bill Hightower, those are a few I see. It fell in your lap. Is it possible that this company could capture 20% of the world market, do you think? I think it's possible. 10%, 20%, maybe more. I don't know, but I just know that it's open. The horse race is open, and there aren't a ton of horses in the race. That's what I'm saying, guys. Not everybody else is in our market. We are some of the first, a handful of the first. So if we do 20% of the world market, that means by 2023, we'd be a $3.4 plus billion company. By the way, that's 17 times bigger than we are today, roughly. 15 to 17 times bigger. That would be a party. That would mean in 2 to 3 or 4 years that we did 17 times as much as we're doing right now. Okay? Now let me just ask you this. If that's the case, what would we need to do in order to do that? We would need to be able to tell the story faster. Would you agree? We need to be able to really dial into a single message. Would you agree? We couldn't be scattered all over the place. We'd have to have a message that we were sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing. Complete intense focus. We would have to be able to we'd have to be able to do more than we'd ever done personally as individuals. And the big kicker, we'd have to do more as teams. We would have to duplicate bigger. And that's why I believe we have got to entertain a mobile-first strategy, guys. In other words, we're eating pizza tonight at the Mulder household, okay? Papa John's. I'm not going to tell you what flavors. I don't want you to distract you too much. I did not call the store. I ordered the pizza on the Papa John's app, and it hit me. Duh. How can we take this to the next level if we don't go mobile first? Would you agree? Can you imagine Uber or Facebook without mobile first? And I love you guys dropping in the comment section. Keep those chats coming. Okay. So mobile first strategy, introducing our requirements for a mobile first strategy. This is what you have to have. Number one, a mobile application, an app, would have to have us focus on the engine of driving your business. And we all know, where do most people struggle in the business? They struggle in exposing people to the information. right? They struggle in inviting and getting the information to people, and then connected to that, people actually engaging in the information. Now, of course, follow-up's important. We all know that. But listen, there's no follow-up to happen if you're not exposing and engaging, right? The engine that drives your train is exposure and engagement. You want to make the train beautiful, effective, you do all of the activities. But if we would raise our exposure and engagement, that would be the number one predictor of results, new customers and new distributors. So an app would have to intensely focus us on exposure and engagement. Number two, it would have to focus on duplication, because if duplication does not happen, we have no business, and $3.4 billion for the company. And a big part of that for your group as a presidential, we don't have a presidential Master Pro 10. That's where I'm heading, okay? And many more. If you're heading for Master Pro 10, if you're heading for the elite ranks, it's not happening without duplication. You can get to Pro 4 on your own, right? Pro 3, Pro 4, maybe even Pro 5, but without duplication, man, we have to have a duplication model that people wake up in their sleep and can say, oh, it's peak, present, follow-up, close. And I know exactly what I'm going to send, and I know when I'm going to send it, and I know how I'm going to send it, and here it is, boom. A mobile app would have to deliver that to every person on your team. Number three, there'd have to be a scoreboard, accountability. How can you play a game if there's no scoreboard? This is a business. In other words, we have to keep score. Yes, we're here to help people. And for those of us who just want to help people, that's awesome. But if you really, truly want to help people, then we'll keep score. Because if we start keeping score on how we're helping people and how many people we're helping, guess what we'll do? We'll do more. And at the end, it would stinking have to be simple. If I can't understand the app, if I'm confused by the app, if it's not intuitive, then I'm in trouble, right? So those were requirements that we would have for an app, and I didn't find it until we looked at this app called CEOPro. It's run by a company out of Colorado called Rapid Funnel. Those of you who are new, haven't heard of the app, I'll give you a quick overview because we have tutorials that'll explain what I've just explained. But I think it's imperative and appropriate that our first CEO Global Training, we're talking about a mobile-first strategy. Guys, raise your hand, and I can't see everybody, but you just tell me if you're in for making this a $3.4 billion company in the next 4 years, okay? That would be wicked crazy, okay? So here's the app. This is the screen. This is the front screen I see every single day. Up at the top, it's measuring my exposure and engagement. What I've done this month, done lifetime on the app. I could tell you how many I've engaged, how many I've exposed. In other words, they said send me the information, and number of engaged being defined as they clicked on the information. Very, very powerful. The next piece, resources. In other words, the duplication model. What am I going to send people? Well, my friend Joe just said send them the information. Now what video do I send? Any of you guys asked yourself that question in the last year? I don't know which video to send. I have. Well, now it's all predetermined. The 4-step process, peak, present, follow-up, close. As you open up the peak options, you're going to send them a biohacking track or a money track. That's it, okay? And by the way, we actually start these with a survey before the video. This is golden, by the way, because your contacts will fill out 9 or 10 questions that they can fill out in a minute, which then immediately comes back to you, and you know what interests them in money, in business, in finance. You know where their pains are in their health, in their wellness, etc. These surveys are just an absolute breakthrough. That is the duplication model. And your new distributor, congratulations, Cheryl Gomez-Ray, by the way, new distributor today, starting her on the app tomorrow. They will have the same tools, the same professional kill and just crush this business at their fingertips from day one. Okay? Next, rewards, a scoreboard. There's a scoreboard. You're going to be able to tell if you, yes, Christina Lopez, you are at the top of the scoreboard. You're going to be able to tell if you've met your weekly goal every single week, and it's going to tell you you're 20% there, you're 43% there. It's in front of you every single step of the way, you're also going to be able to push to get into the leaderboard. And I'll let Wendy Colley will talk more about that. So that's a quick overview, guys, of how the app works. Let me end with this. In fact, I'm actually going to show you my current screen instead of these screenshots. I'm just going to log in here, make sure I have a good web connection. But I want you to, here it is. So these are my actual numbers, guys. I could tell you that since February 11th, I have exposed 111 people to the business. 85 have engaged with that. 8 are now customers on the product. 1 is a Platinum Pack distributor, already on the app, already got his first customer, and already got his first check in the mail. I have 6 other people who verbally committed to buy product. I just haven't penned the ink yet. I have 10 people who are out. No. I've got 50 people who are still in step 1. I've got 17 people in step 2. I've got 7 people in step 3, and I've got 1 people in step 4 close. The app has helped me to do this. I'm being more effective than I ever have been. Let me just show you something really quickly. Actually, you know what? My time's up. So let me just close with this. When I send my prospect, I'm going to click on prospects. Let's say Todd Schultz is my prospect. I'm going to click on his name. I'm going to send him some resources, right? I click on the facts track. I click peek. Let's say I'm going to send him the biohacking survey. I click on that survey and I send it to him, right? I can send it via text. I can send it via email. I can send it via Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or other social media platforms, okay? Super, super integrative. As soon as Todd fills out that survey, guys, as soon as he fills out that survey, I get a notification, an immediate push notification, like that second, that pops up on my phone and says, Todd just filled out the survey. And I can go to his contact and I can see his answers, right? So powerful. By the way, as soon as Todd does that, he is then enrolled in a email campaign that's 6 to 12 months. In case I drop the ball, he's going to be able to opt into an email campaign that will talk to him about biohacking for the next 6 to 12 months, no matter what our interaction is. Okay? So powerful. So I'm going to give this back to, you know what? Sorry. Let me stop the screen share. And let's go first to Christina Lopez. Christina, do you want to unmute your line and just give us your 30-second? And Christina, and then whoever else I had up. I've got to look at my list here because I can only share so many screens. But Christina, get us started.
Okay. Well, I'm Christina Lopez. I'm from Chandler, Arizona. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 special needs boys that require a bit of my time. And in October 2018, Laura Tuttle, the amazing Laura Tuttle, introduced me to LifeVantage, and I started taking the product. In January of 2019, I became a distributor, and at that point, I was content with like 1 exposure a week and 1 customer a month. But after this app, I'll share my numbers with you. It's amazing. So I had 188 exposures, and most of them came on Facebook Messenger. I don't know why it works. But 10 right off, they said no. So, okay. I got 3 verbals for distributor, 20 verbals for product, 10 customers, 68 pick, 74 present, and 1 close. And I follow up with all of them. Verbal 2 times a week, pick every other day, close once a day, and customers once a week. And it's amazing. And it makes my life easy. I don't have that much time, but I somehow I'm doing more now. It's great. I love it.
Wow, Christina, thank you so much, guys. Over 160 engagements, guys. Crazy. Chris Miller, Marcella, Christine, we just had Diane, Bobby Mendoza in that order. Chris Miller, and then Marcella.
Thanks, Seth. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
All right. Well, I got to say I'm from a different industry, mortgage industry, and we were kind of brought up in the last 10 years that if you're not doing anything to mobile devices, you're obsolete. So basically, they kind of have a modern day phone booth now is obsolete. So the things that I've been using on this is everything. I mean, it shows me, it's amazing because it's like 43% viewed of the things that I reached out to, 78% opt-in, and the total emails. The scoreboard's amazing. And it actually, you know, when you said it gives us that push when they watch the video or when they fill out the survey, it's like your phone goes off and it's like immediately, if you got a second, you can have a meaningful follow-up to get to the next step. When I was getting my haircut, which is kind of funny, I actually reached out to 7 people waiting to get my haircut, you know, and this just makes me so much more efficient, mobile, portable, and on top of it, when the clients are engaged. Awesome stuff. And on the backside, if you log in online, you can see the videos from your desktop at home, the training videos that you have out there, Seth. I know you have it on the GoPro site. Great stuff. This is simple. It should be mandatory. It's just incredible. Thanks for putting this together.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Powerful. Marcella.
Okay, guys, I'm going to be super duper quick. I'm going to tell you that this app is so amazing because it literally keeps you so connected. Sorry, guys, I'm driving. So connected with your business partners. Like literally, you can see what your business partners are doing and if they even need help. So to me, this app is only going to get better and better and more enhanced and help us all grow. That's it for me, guys.
Marcella, thank you so much. Diane Taylor.
Hi. Well, this app's been really good for me. I had a lot of health issues and I don't get out, and doing this, I'm able to do it online. And I've had a lot of good success. I've had 119 I put out there and 101 has responded. I've only had one person online say no and one in person say no. And it's helped me to get out of my comfort zone, I can say that. And I really like it. It's helped me increase my engagement by 100%.
Thank you so much, Diane. Guys, Diane has over 100 engagements in the last 4 weeks. Engagements meaning people clicking on links to look at information, okay? By the way, she has 86% of the people that she sends information to actually click on the links. 86%. By the way, Diane, that's beating my numbers. Last testimonial, Bobby. Bobby from Sydney, Australia. Are you on, Bobby?
Hi, Seth. How are you? Just sharing a bit about where I am at this point in time. I get in the business back in February 2012 and did a lot of activities then using face-to-face meeting, but this CEOPro is something that helped me engage a lot of people much more faster, and I don't have to travel a lot. By just having to contact them, my connections are all responding very well. And after being away for more than 12 months, it has helped me being able to get back to money-making activities. And it is really, really an amazing tool. Thanks, Ed, for your initiative.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Laura, I'm sending this back to you.
Well, next, we're really going to get into the very beginning of how you start the app. Jacob Blackburn, are you out there?
Yes, I am.
All right, great. He is from Idaho, and he's been on our leaderboard right up there at the top. So he's a perfect one to get this started. He's going to be showing us how to set up the peak and setting up the exposures and engagements and when to follow up. So Jacob, take it away.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
You're good. Loud and clear, Jacob.
Okay, great. Thanks for letting me be a part of this training. I'm super excited, guys, because this is taking the business to a whole new level. And I'm going to just share a few things, a couple of things with you on how to peak, when to peak, what to look at, what to follow up. It's all about timing. It's all about follow up. So I'm going to share my screen. I've screenshotted a couple of things just to keep this real tight with the time. So when I first started this, we were kind of going through a trial period, and I used a lot of opening with friends and acquaintances, just saying, hey, I want to test this out and see what you think. And it's interesting, the responses that I was getting. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to kind of just dive right into this, guys. So let's see here. Here we go. Uh-oh. It's Seth, it's not letting me share my screen, so I can wing it.
What does it say, Jacob?
It's saying host is disabled attendee screen sharing.
Hold on, let me bring it up. Yeah, it went AWOL on us, but try it now.
Okay, we're good. All right,
Sigh of
guys.
relief.
Here we go. So the cool thing about this is you can reach out to people through Messenger. You can reach out to them through text. So here's one example. A friend of mine named Phil. I said, hey, quick question while I got you. I'm testing out a new app in biohacking and nutrigenomics. Can you help me test it out? Just see how it shows on your end. It's a 1-minute survey, 2 5-minute videos. Cool? Yeah, if you could do that today or tomorrow, it'd be great. I want to try spreading out the testing. Then I start sending them the links, and I'm going to toggle back and forth through the Rapid Funnel app just to show you what I did. So with Phil right here, right, I went to send resources. I went to the 4-step track. I went to peak. I went to the, actually I did with him, I did the biohacking survey. I sent it right here with this little share tab, and you can share it right through any of those things like Seth's already talked about. And I shared it right through Messenger with him. Here's the cool thing about this, guys. This is the power of the app, is I know exactly when I send these apps, the biohacking video, the ABC prime time, and when they click on it. I know what time they clicked on it. I know how much they engaged. So right there, he engaged 99% in the biohacking video, 99% in the ABC video. So right then, I can go right back to him and say, boom, did those links work? Come across okay? Yeah, Jake, everything was great. Nice. Did you make it through all the videos? That's what I was testing my end. Word. Had you heard of this? No. So then after we get through some of the conversation, he says, sounds like something I should try. I drew an elk tag, and I'm going to have to get in some shape to pack it out. I'm happy to send the link to get you started. Only try if you're willing to give it 3 or 4 months. He just placed his first order, guys, on Monday with me, okay, as a preferred customer. And this was a couple weeks ago that I did that. So when it comes to following up, that's the power of using that activity log. You want to follow up right when you see that they've engaged 99, 100%. You want to send a message. If you're available, send it. See what they think. Keep that momentum going. And if they don't respond because they're busy, keep it within 12 to 24 hours. Okay, guys, I'm trying to keep this tight, so we're going to move on to the next example. I've got a coworker of mine that I texted him. So I said, hey, when do you have to work the next day? 7:30. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. I said, man, that's a rough schedule. I don't know how you do it. Yes, it gets old. And then I gave him a voice clip and just said, hey, I don't know if this is for you or not. Can I send you a couple links? I'm really excited about this. I think this may be an answer for you. He said, yeah, go ahead. Send me some links. I wouldn't mind seeing what you have. Thanks. Okay, you bet. Boom. I sent him the links. Let me pull them up here. Right here on the activity log. So I sent him the links, right? I sent him the money survey. He filled out the money survey. Yes, I'm not satisfied with my current income. Do you want to own your online business? Right here, it's giving us answers. Uncertain future. How much extra money do you want? Need to make 10,000. You know financial goals and things that they're looking for right there. So he starts clicking on the links. I see that he's, sorry, I got out of the screen. But anyway, he clicked on the links, was fully engaged. I'm going to show you the next conversation once I saw that. I said, So what do you think? I told him why I do it. He says, it sounds interesting. I said, can I call you in 15 minutes just to see what questions you have and follow up on your thoughts overall? Okay. I called him, got him on a third-party call with another business partner, a guy named Matthew Wesley out of Texas. And he was my third-party validator. I said, does that sound interesting enough that I can come over and share the rest of the presentation with you? He said, yes. I literally went over there 3 hours later and shared it with him and his wife and was able to answer their questions and just keep the momentum going. They are both customers now, and they're both looking at being distributors here in the near future. So guys, that really is the power of what we have. And I'm super excited about it because we know when to follow up with people right from the activity engagement. You can use third-party validation right after they see the money or biohacking video, or you can wait till they see the full presentation. That is entirely up to you. You are in control of your business. Do what works for your friends, your prospects, whatever. Do what's best for you guys, and just keep the momentum going. But use that third-party validation and use that activity log to know when to follow up. Guys, I know I've thrown a lot at you, and I've kind of been speaking fast, but I wanted to keep this tight to 7-10 minutes. And I appreciate your time, guys. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, thank you so much, Jacob. That was absolutely great. It is super, super simple. Seth, you are up next, and you can talk to us about the presentation and beyond. Seth, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I'm like, I'm up again?
Yes.
All right. So I'm not going to take actually a lot of time on this. Chris is laughing. Mark my words. I wanted to talk about the engine. That's the exposure. That's engagement, right? One of the things I love that Diane Taylor, by the way, and if I just look at the leaderboard right now on Rapid Funnel, on our CEOPro app, we've got Christina, pardon me, we've got Christina Lopez at 59 engagements for the month. 59! She's kicking my butt. Oh, Chris is like, show it. Let me, she's kicking my behind. My son is correcting my English here. Let me just share this screen with you. Thanks, Chris. You guys see my screen? It's not on yet. Hold on. Let's go. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Hold on. Stay with me. Let's try it again. All right. It's wanting to, but it's not. So I'm going to try to talk while I'm doing this, guys. I will say that what was most important is that we got screen share from Jacob. So I'm glad that worked, Jacob. I'm going to try it one more time here. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together. So, guys, this is a leaderboard right now. Christina Lopez, 59 engagements since April 1st. But it's been neck and neck. It's like March Madness because Diane Taylor was ahead about 2 days ago. Diane Taylor at 57. When Diane says that this has increased her engagements by 100%, it's actually a low number. It's probably like 10,000%. But 57 engagements. Michael Jafar's 50 engagements. Michael found out about this app like 7 days ago, I think. Okay, and Bruna at 22, Connie 20, Margaret at 17. I'm just scrolling down. Robert at 17, Jennifer Smith 17, Ashley 14, Jacob Blackburn 13, Karen Mitchell, Sharon Dominguez, Anna Locke, Monique, Wendy Cawley, Kamaile, Bobby Mendoza. We've heard from him. Chris Miller, heard from him. Austin Shepard. That's your top 20 right there, guys. This is powerful because when you increase your engagement, you are creating the greatest predictor of future success, of enrollment, right? It's a predictor. It's not the result yet, okay? Most people in our industry struggle in not contacting enough people with what I call quality exposure and quality engagement. Okay, most of us don't do enough of that, and we need to do more of that. And the CEOPro app absolutely, I mean, it's like an addicting game. We've got people who are addicted to their apps. It's awesome, by the way. That's a good addiction. That's increasing the speed of your engine. But it's not home plate yet, right? You have to keep the process going. So as I go here to the home screen and then into the resources tab and the fast track, okay, you have to move people from peak to present. I pulled up my own numbers today. You know, I've got 83 people who've engaged with me, guys, 83. 10 of them are out, so that's 73 left, right? Of the 73, I still have like 48 to 50 people who are stuck, and I say stuck, who are still in step one in the peak. Now, whose responsibility is it to help them move? That's where we come in. And you're going to see a lot more training. You know, our training isn't going to be as much on inviting now because it seems like nobody's having a hard time. Most of us, you know, aren't having as much hard time inviting. I've talked to more people in the last 6 weeks than I'd talked to in the previous 6 months. Right? But I still have a lot of people on step one at the peak. So I want to just talk to you about what to do next. And it's really no different than what you've done. You already reached out. You already asked the question, hey, if I send this to you, will you look at it? They said yes. They already clicked on it. They fulfilled what they said they were going to do. Hopefully we've piqued their interest. We just have to get back to them. And Jacob touched on this today. I really appreciate his training. Jacob, you were on point. You were on time and very applicable. So thank you. That was an awesome job. But one thing Jacob said, and one of the beauties of the app, guys, is it tells you when people click on things. So don't wait, right? This is on demand, but when the notifications come to you, get back to them quickly, you know? Hey, you know, Jacob just clicked on this link. Great. He filled out the survey. As soon as he's filled out the survey, I am on top of it. Like I am on top of it. And I want to show you what that looks like with one of my contacts. His name, he's on step one still, but this is applicable. His name is Abush. Okay. So Abush literally fills out the survey. I sent him this survey Monday. And look at this. Monday, I followed up with him to make sure he filled it out. He hadn't. Wednesday, I got back to them. He still hadn't filled it out. Wednesday, he said he would fill it out, but he hadn't yet. But you can see how many messages are going back and forth. This is a principle of, I'm not bugging people, by the way, anyway. If you look at what I'm saying, it's all about thank you. Hey, I wanted to make sure I was taking care of you. Hey, I wanted to make sure this link came through. Hey, wanted to make sure, you know, it was still active, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and you can see that he's not really, I mean, boy, this kid doesn't say a lot, right? He's like, he's very short-worded. But today, Wednesday at 3:57, he filled out the survey, and I immediately got back to him. That's how you help people move through the process, okay? Now, what if somebody isn't moving through the process? Look at what I just wrote. Look at this. I'm still connected with him. Christina talked about it tonight. She's got a schedule. She's talking to these people regularly. She's communicating with them regularly. Don't expect them to knock on your door and say, I'm ready to go to step two, okay? In fact, Cheryl Gomez-Reyes said that today, that what was key for her new distributor enrolling was follow-up. Following up and helping them through that process was key. So I said, hey, thanks so much for filling out the survey. He's like, of course. Now, I don't know this kid very well. I've played basketball with him one time, okay? One time, and then we're Facebook friends. So I got back to him and I said, so $10,000 a month, that's an important number for you. Why did I use $10,000? Because that's the number that he put in his survey, okay? And some of the other answers on his survey kind of left me wondering. He said he didn't want any more money, but $10,000 a month was important to him. So it kind of left me wondering. So I went with what I knew. And what I knew is $10,000 a month was important to him. So then I asked him, are you making that now, or is it something you're working toward? He's like, I'm around there. Again, I mean, talk about cryptic. I seriously am trying to understand, what does he mean? Okay. But see how I'm keeping the conversation going? Then I said this today, hey, I remember, and I gave him a little, I remember when I crossed 10 grand a month as an entrepreneur, great feeling, blah, 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 you know, but this message seems to catch him because look how many words he wrote, right? He just tripled his longest text messages. Yeah, that's amazing. That's what I've been wanting to learn. Bingo. I just found what he wanted to know. So then I sent him, I said, hey, I'm going to send you this video. It's going to show you the basis for how to make 10 grand a month. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's say that he watches the video. What am I going to do? I'm going to go back to the same thing. I'm going to ask him what he liked about it. And then I'm going to say, hey, if you want to see the full picture, what the next step is. And then I'm just going to take him to step 2, present. And I'm going to send him this full overview. It's a 28-minute full overview that first talks about product and then talks about business, okay? Or, like Jacob said, he went over immediately and did a presentation. Usually, you don't have the luxury of going over to your friend's house immediately to do the presentation. Jacob did what was going to be fast, the fastest. He got the presentation done that night. Typically, it's going to be a pre-recorded presentation that you can send them, right? But if you want to get them into a live meeting or a live Zoom, you know, more power to you. You don't have to use this link, but you do need to take them through that process. What you will find is if you will ask people questions, if you will find people's pain points and their desires. By the way, the 2 surveys are magical at doing that, by the way. And if you will just keep tabs with people and default to the next step. What do I mean by default? Default that they're going to go to the next step. Okay? Default as in you're thinking the default is yes. Does that make sense? Instead of, oh no, now I'm going to ask them to go to a presentation and I hope they don't say no. Dude, they just went through step 1. They didn't call you and say stop. So the default is yes, okay? Unless they're ready to buy, okay? If they're ready to buy, they buy. Most of my customers, by the way, these last 7 customers that have come to me through using the app have basically almost defaulted, almost just said yes, almost without multiple follow-ups from me. In other words, it was, hey, thanks for watching the video. What'd you like? I think I'd like to try the product. And most of them were just like, I'm in. So if they're in, don't go through the rest of the 4 steps. Does that make sense? I mean, if they're in, get them on the product, and then we'll build on top of that later. But I'm not going to make them go through the rest of the 4 steps. Now, if they're not in yet, then I'm defaulting to, hey, let me show you the next step. The next step is, or, hey, thanks for finishing that money video. If I could show you how to make $10,000 a month residually online using an app from your mobile phone on your own time, would you take it seriously? You know, everybody I've asked that question to, by the way, guys, has said yes. And then I'm sending them the presentation, right? I'm sending them to the next step. Does that make sense? So follow-up is key. Don't let people, this app will put you peaking and engaging more people than you've ever engaged in the business. But our job, where we really can shine, is then simply knowing what their needs are, addressing their needs, and going into that next presentation quickly. So step 2 is present. There's the presentation, right? Step 3, following up. First follow-up option is a 3-way connect. Jacob talked. If you go into the app, by the way, the app pre-write text, a 3-way text for you to the person, okay, to your prospect, to your contact, and then you can add your sponsor to that text thread. You know what I'm saying? So the app is delivering all this stuff up for you. But you know, after I peak, I'm going to go to the present. After I present, I'm going to go to follow up. First thing I do, guys, is somebody starts the presentation process or has watched that presentation process or has finished that present, I'm onto a 3-way connect immediately. Okay? What if they need more info? If they need more info, then I've got a bunch of videos that are in the app, success stories, science videos. There's like 10 success stories, 7 to 10 videos on science, compensation plan overview. I mean, all those videos. And again, when they click on that link, I know immediately that they've clicked on the link. Closing. Guess what? If you're ready to send somebody close, just send them the close. Listen, are you ready to start? Are you ready to start today and get your product on the way? Or do you see a place for yourself building something here together? I sent this close to my friend Keith 3 days ago. And you know what his reply was? Yes, I am. Boom. Okay. So we just have to implement the process. Super, super simple. 4 steps: peak, present, follow up, close. And as soon as they get into the funnel, just love on them and connect with them and bring them that next value piece. Thank you. And back to you, Laura.
Okay. That was great. Wendy Colley, are you there? There you are. Just unmute yourself.
Hi. Yep, I'm unmuted now. Thanks, Laura.
Wendy is actually, she's going to be giving us a training on 10 things you should know. Get your pens ready and write fast. Go ahead, Wendy. Thank you.
Okay, let me start the screen share, everybody. This is a new thing. So it's getting ready. And see, here we had it up. So I think you can all see my screen.
Looking great,
Wendy.
Wendy.
Okay, great. So this is my home screen. And if you see, I've had 57 total contacts exposed and 35 engaged in the last 6 weeks, which is pretty amazing. If you look at the bottom right of my screen where it says more and there's 3 dots, when you push on that, you have to wait. I always push on it too quick. This brings you to your more page. And the first thing I want to share with you is about your personal URL. And that's going to be under settings. And that's going to show my contact information. So you've got my name, my address. This is where you can put in your picture. You can put in your upline contact. And if you look down about halfway, a little below halfway of the screen, it says the LifeVantage personal website URL. And that's what goes before .lifevantage.com. So I'm wendycolley.lifevantage.com. So you just put in what's before the .lifevantage.com. Now, if I go back to more, and the next thing I want to show you is about if you need help. That you see the bottom, there's the support with the question mark. When you click on that, you have all sorts of fabulous questions and information as I'll scroll down. I'm not going to click on any of those, but you'll notice up in the top right corner, it says contact us. And when you click on that, you have in the top right, if you have a problem, you can click on new, and then you can put in a support ticket. You can see I put in a couple today. You can also go back to the help, which is where we just were. So those are the first 2. And let me go back, get out of here. Now the next thing is your activity log. And there's a bunch of different ones. So from here, you can click on contacts exposed. And at the top, you'll see your contact list, your hot list, your activity log. Right now you're seeing my contact list. It's highlighted white. But when I click on the activity log, that shows my most recent activity. It shows Joe Senior Clayton. I contacted him yesterday, sent him the biohack survey. He clicked on the link. He viewed it 100%. You can scroll down. I also contacted Caroline yesterday and Sue. So this gives you a lot of great information. And the little house at the top takes you back to the beginning. You might notice next to contact exposed, you have the red where I have 3 and the little fire. And those are people that the app has determined are hot for you, hot for me. When I click on those, it shows these are people that they've reached out a lot. They've watched a lot of different things, and you can find out activity on a specific person by clicking on that. When you pull up like this person, Chris here, on the right-hand side says activity log. So I click on that, and that shows her specific activity log, what she's looked at, what she's viewed. Gives you a lot of great information. Let's see. Now let me go back. We're going to go back to more in the bottom right corner where the 3 dots are. And I always have to count to 3 because I'm wanting it to open up quicker. Coaching, the little tassel hat. This is a great spot. There's rapid funnel training, which when you click on that, there are all sorts of different trainings about the app. Now, if I go back, then there's the CEOPro app training. And there's 3 different ones listed, and there'll be more coming. So that's a great resource. Let's just click on the CEOPro overview, and this will go into a video, which I'm going to stop before it starts playing. And that gives you a lot of great information about how the app works and things like that. Number 5, let's see, we're going to go back to my home screen. And I think I actually covered this earlier. It's the main activity log. And this is going to show your last 50 engagements under contacts exposed. So these are going to be the last 50 people that I've talked to, or that I've put in the app and that I've engaged with. When you click on, and then like I said, you can click on the activity log here, and these are different people, and it just shows you what they've done. So this is a great place for follow-up. It's like, oh, who do I need to follow up with? And you can scroll back through here, because as you can see, if you've had 30 or 40 or I don't know what Christina and Diane have had, but just amazing contacts and exposures, you kind of get a little behind. You can't remember who to follow up with. Now the next, we went over the individual contact, but again, that was just under your contact list. And you click on the person, and you'll note the activity log. In this, again, it shows what's there. You can put in reminders, but we're not going to talk about that now. Let's see. Number 7 is online web access portal. And that is not a place where you want to send resources from. It is, write this down, everybody. It's my.rapidfunnel.com. And you can use that from your computer if you don't have your phone, or when your phone dies. It allows you to look and see what's going on in the app. It's not a place where you want to send resources to contacts, because it's not going to update that personal contact is, showing if they opened something or what you sent them. So it's not a place that you want to send resources from, but it's a great place to look at. I personally like looking at things on my computer a lot instead of on my phone. And it's also a great place if you need to permanently delete some. Like Seth mentioned, there were 10 people that they said no. So you can go in there and permanently delete them, and then they're not going to show up as contacts exposed, and they're not going to be in that top 50. The next thing I want to cover is number 8, our social media survey. Again, you're going to go to more, and it's in coaching. I briefly touched on this. It's on the CEOPro app training. It's the 3rd one down, social media surveys. So this allows you to post on a social media platform if you want to put one of the surveys there. You can check out Seth's page. He did this recently, and it's not always the best way he found to get people engaged. He found it's better if you're engaging directly with people one-on-one, but you never know. Social media is growing, and we all have tons of friends on social media, and this is a great place to expose. You never know who's watching things. Let me just show you when I click on that. There's going to be a tutorial video. It's about 5 minutes, and it takes you through a lot of the steps of social media and how to actually post that way. Now we're going to go back out of there, and wait, my phone froze up. Hold on a second. Gotta love it when it does that. Probably dropping it too many times didn't help. The next thing is your contact scores. So you can see I've got 57 that I've exposed and 35 engaged. This month I've had 10 exposed and 10 engaged. And then this week I've had 3 exposed and 4 engaged. That has to do with how the week runs. That's why the number's off there. But right here, like I said, you can go and click on the scores, and it's going to bring up who those people are that you engaged and exposed and who your hot prospects are.
Wendy, I think we may have lost your screen.
Oh, you did? Okay. Thanks, Seth.
We want to try it again.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Here, I think it's coming up.
No worries. This has all worked better than I had anticipated, so it's all good.
Well, this is good. Where did we lose it, Seth?
I think, are you on number 10, rewards?
Mm-hmm. I'm on rewards now. So there's a couple different ways to get to the rewards. You'll see at the bottom with the star. You click on that, and this is going to show you the leaderboard. And as you swipe up, it shows everyone in the top 30. The top 1 and 2 for the month are going to receive some cash prizes. If you're in the top 20, you're going to be entered in a drawing for some swag, and tools for your business. Always great. You have to have a minimum of 28 to engage and qualify for that. If you swipe to the left, this shows what I did this week. So this is great to share with your team. You see the top right, there's a brag. You can click on that. There's something where you can share it. You can cancel it if you don't want to share it right then. But this is just a great place to share with your team and to get everyone motivated. Let me go back now. You can also get to it from your home screen. You see at the bottom third, it shows the April leaderboard, and there's 3 dots there. So that allows you to swipe left, and that goes back to the Engage Weekly. And then Sprint to 10, that's a new one I'm going to let Seth talk about. The leaderboard we talked about, and then in the Engage Weekly here, if you keep scrolling down, there's a different rewards history. So you can see what your history has been and where you've made the leaderboard, where you've engaged the number. If it's green, you accomplished the goal for that week. You can see I had 1 week that I didn't accomplish 10, but I was close, so that's good. I was 66 complete, so it was about 7, and we're all going to have some weeks that are a little low, but those are the quick 10. But I really want to just talk about the leaderboards and the rewards again. It's a great way to motivate people. I've been fortunate to be on this app for a few weeks, and I have been able to see people challenging with each other. Whoops. Just trying to get on that leaderboard and, beating each other out. And it's fun to say, hey, I'm trying to catch you. And I think that is the top 10. I'm going to stop my share, and hopefully that covers it, everybody.
Wendy, great job. Oh my word. I hope you all took notes, because you did a great job. Thank you so much. Bryce, are you there? I can see you. I'd like to introduce Bryce Thompson. He's living in Utah, and he's a college student, and I am dying to hear this story because I understand he's had some amazing success in just a few weeks. So share your story with us, Bryce.
All right, yeah, thank you. You guys can hear me all right, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, like she said, I'm Bryce Thompson. I've been doing this for about a month now. I'm pretty new. Pretty much right as the app launched is when I joined. So I didn't know the previous way of doing anything, but that's okay. Because honestly, the app is the way to go. I've really enjoyed it so far. So kind of my story up to this point, and like why I wanted to get into LifeVantage initially, just a little backstory. So like she said, I'm a college student, and I just got back from my mission. I'm trying to make money, and I'm studying business as well. So I was trying to find ways that I can not only make money, but ways that would be smart to help me in the future as well. And when I was researching things, I've been around LifeVantage for a while. I know Seth personally really well. My parents have known him for even longer. But I came across residual income. You know, that's like one of the biggest recurring themes. And that's the way that your money starts working for you as you're working for your money. And that really just intrigued me. So I was like, okay, let's go for it. We're going to make this work. And so I jumped in and I haven't looked back. One of the most interesting things for me with it is that it's something, it goes as far as you take it. And so when I first started out, I had initial goals, I had things I wanted to hit, I had a direction I was going to go. It didn't work out. I hit a roadblock pretty early on. That was kind of frustrating. But I was able to reevaluate. And since then, I've been able to see successes. I've had people signing up through the app. I've had multiple commitments for the upcoming weeks of people who want to do it. All my friends are asking me like, dang, so you made money while you were playing at a spike ball tournament. How did you do that? And so it's just like, I'm getting people's attention, but I'm doing it in the way that I like it because my schedule's open. I got to focus on my studies. And kind of how I've done it so far is you got to have energy. That's like the biggest thing. So when you go in, you're talking to people. If you're not excited about it, why should they be? Is the way I see it. So you got to go in, you got to be excited. Even if you hit roadblocks, just find ways to get around it. Like I said, it's something where it's going to go as far as you take it. With the app, we have an amazing resource that helps us in every single way possible, simplifies the process. We can explain what we're doing in a very simple manner to the people who are, I don't know, they haven't previously been exposed to anything like it, not only the business style, but even the product with biohacking. And then, yeah, just after using the app, get the face-to-face meetings, you know, get the third-party validation set up and go for it. But I'm very convinced that this is something that's going to be big, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. I hope I touched on everything I need to. Is there anything else you want me to kind of cover?
No, I think you did a great job. I'm telling you what you can do in such a short period of time, and do your other things too, and continue with your life and make money at the same time. So thank you so much, Bryce.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem. Yep.
Let's see. The next people I'd like to bring up are Bill and Amanda Hightower. And they are two amazing people. I'm telling you, they are committed. And I'd like to introduce them if they're there. If you can just give me a sign that you can hear me. I see you, Bill, but unmute yourself.
Hi.
Okay, great. This is a success story, empty nester success story. So take it away, Bill.
Okay, Amanda was going to do this. I don't know if she's still on or not.
I'm here.
Okay, let me just give you a quick synopsis. We were introduced to LifeVantage in Thanksgiving in 2010. Amanda put the kibosh on, said, if this is a business, we're not interested. We got 3 other businesses already. We don't have time, but we do want to try the product. So we did, and then in April, we were at our son and daughter-in-law's in Las Vegas, and we went to visit them one night, and they said, well, we're going to this meeting tonight. Would you like to go with us? So we said, sure, we went. And we saw the presentation for the second time. The next night, we went to visit them again because we were doing a show there in the area. We went the next night, and they said, well, we got another meeting tonight. Would you like to go with us? Oh, okay, fine. We went, saw the program for the 3rd time. Talk about reputation. That night, we looked at each other and said, you know, this train's leaving the station. We need to get on. And that was April 30th of 2011. And I just want to make one comment about the energy. I come up with excuses all the time. And for the last week and a half, I've been in Del Rio, Texas, helping my son refurbish a house. And I'm 79 years old, and I've been climbing all over this house, redoing the electrical wiring. And I'm not used to climbing ladders and crawling through attics and whatnot. And my muscles are hurting me very much, and my energy is at rock bottom. So I've kind of taken a hiatus this last week and a half and turned the business over to Amanda. And like I say, that's an excuse. And I might as well just tell you, hey, I've been making soup. And what does that have to do anything? Nothing. It's just another excuse. So Amanda, go ahead. You've got a big presentation. Go ahead.
Well, I have 1 minute left, you guys. So I'm going to take that 1 minute and what I have written and cut it short. But we have had 69 exposures, 69 exposed and 38 engaged. You guys, in our history, we've never had anything like that in 6 weeks' time. This app is incredible. Get your hands on it, get your mind wrapped around it, and run with it, because there's nothing, I tell you, nothing like this app in building our business. 38 engaged. We would have had to drive miles to engage 38 people in 6 weeks. We have 58%, and we aren't in the highest, but we've been bumping ourselves up every week. We try to improve that. We've had 2 distributors come on board. One is on the call tonight and one is working, so he couldn't. We have 7 new customers, and we have 6 verbals that we're just waiting. One is getting ready to jump off the fence probably tomorrow at a personal meeting with Bill down in San Antonio. And when Seth was talking about the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have a lot in step 1 still. Now that's our own fault, like he said. It's up to us to get people to move. I did it wrong. Don't put your people in to begin with until they say, yes, I will watch it. And I didn't do that to begin with, so my numbers aren't quite right there, but it's all right. I'm still peaking with them. And I think one of the secrets of what's been said today is don't let the time span go very far. And Seth said it, if I could go back to my notes of what he said. I mean, hop on it right now. If they watch that survey, filled the survey out, you're right on your phone back to them immediately. Don't let 2-3 days and go, oh, who do I have to follow up with, and go back to your activity log. You have it in your mind because it has sent you a notice right now. And my time's up, you guys. And I say this and I'll stick to it.
Thank you so much, Amanda and Bill. Great advice going through the process. So I'd like to turn this over to Chris Michaels now. Are you there, Chris? He's going to actually train us on databasing and continuing to develop your network. So take it away.
All right. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Sorry. I am literally at this moment databasing. Got a new guy, messaging him. He just agreed to jump on and take a 1-minute survey and watch a 5-minute video on biohacking. Literally as I'm sitting here. It's mind-blowing, you guys. But let's talk about just how do you create this database. I'm going to share a screen with you guys. Hopefully you guys will be able to take a look at it. I think I have this down pretty well. Let's see. All right, you can see that right there, right? Bill, give me a thumbs.
Yes.
Yep, you can see it. Perfect. Awesome. So you guys, CEOPro is just creating entrepreneurs online, creating entrepreneurs anywhere, in my opinion. Doesn't really matter. Online just is an easy way to go. Makes it very simple, as you've heard a million different times. So I'm going to take the next 30 minutes, and I'm totally kidding. I have 15 minutes, but I'll try to cut it down. We'll see what happens. But let's just talk about databasing, you guys. Let's talk about what we need to do to create that database. How do we continue to add to our database? So take a look here with me for a minute, guys. One way to create your database, and something you need to do to create your database, if you're not using the CEOPro app, I would personally. You don't have to, but I'm telling you, I think I would, okay? So it's super important to only add your contacts that you plan to start the peak process with. You just heard Amanda talk about that. Do not download all your contacts right off the bat, you guys. So creating your database, don't just throw everybody in there. Import them one by one as you get their permission to send them the survey, or send them a video, or send them all the different resources that are in there. Make sure you guys, we're going to talk about a memory jogger. Remember that pen and paper I told you about? Grab it, have it ready to go. We're going to use it just a second here. But memory jogger, you guys, there's always different ways to help create thought or think of people as you're sitting there. I do hear this. Over the last 10 years I've been doing this business. There's all the time I hear people say, I just don't know who to talk to. That's okay. We'll just help you find those people to talk to, because I tell you what, you run into hundreds, if not maybe thousands of new people, depending on where you live every day, at the grocery store, wherever you go. And we'll get into some details on that. One thing I've learned over the past many years in this business is do not prejudge. You have no clue who is going to rock this business. Every leader on this call that is on here, and other leaders that are not, can tell you there are people in their business that they literally say, I had no clue this person was going to do this. Okay. Number 4, you want to make a goal of adding to your database daily. The way I do that is with number 5. Okay. I either have a notepad with a piece of paper. I think you guys can see me still. I'll have a notepad. I'll have it sitting next to the bed. Or if you have your phone sitting next to your bed, use the notes section. But there's all the time that you're sitting there in bed thinking, man, I need to talk to so-and-so, right? When you think of that person, write it down. Write it down on a notepad, put it directly into your notes section. I wouldn't add them to the app personally if it was me until I know that they're going to take a look at the information. But just jot their name down, because number 6, do not deceive the thoughts that come to your head. You guys, as we're building this business, I'll tell you what, the advice that was given to me early from a good friend of mine that said, Chris, if you believe in what you're doing, share it with everybody you know. If you don't believe in what you're doing, share it with no one, because you'll just ruin every friendship you've ever had. So if you need belief, we can help you with that. But you know what? I believe in what we're doing. I share it with every single person I know, because this product, this business, everybody needs. So let's talk about how are we going to get your database going here. On a piece of paper, if you have a line piece, I don't care. Write down 15 right now. Here's my goal for you guys. Write down 15 different people that are coming up to your thought process right now. Who are you thinking of that you haven't talked to? So I would challenge you. Who's the hairdresser? Who's your landscaper? Who takes care of your pool? Who takes care of who do you see at the bank all the time? Who's that cashier you see at the grocery store all the time? Who's your accountant? Hey, April 15th's coming. We all have if we don't have an accountant, guess what? You're going to HR Block or one of those places. Those guys right there, they're going to be out of a job probably pretty quick here as soon as tax season's over for being a preparer. So think about all those different people. So I want you right now, I want to have a contest. Who can get 15 people written down right now? So let's take the next minute or so. There can be I'll talk, you write. That's the goal right here. And I'm going to pull up a databasing sheet and I'll just start saying things. And I want you to write down names right now, people that come to mind. Who are you going to call right now if you have a flat tire and you need help? Have you not shared this with them? You should. And I'll give you an example of what happened, because I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm worried about sharing this with my best friend. So think of this. Here's a memory jogger for you guys. Business. Who do you know that succeeded in network marketing? Maybe an entrepreneur. Maybe somebody that failed in network marketing before, or even has a bad taste in their mouth. I don't care. Ex-bosses. Maybe an insurance guy. Local business owners that you go and support and help out, business or money motivated people. Some of you guys have that big old stack of old business cards. I've got one. I wish I could actually find it real quick. It's quite funny. Let's see. Business cards. If you guys can see that stack of business cards I've met over the years, pull those out, you guys. Friends from vacation, friends from college. Friends of your parents, friends from high school. You know what? Friends you haven't. Social media is so amazing because you can actually go and become connected with people that you haven't talked to in a really long time. Car salesman. Who's the last person you bought a car from? People, maybe a dentist, a fundraiser, somebody that you do fundraisers with or that you work with. Maybe somebody you know that loves to do volunteer work. Maybe some doctors. Who do you know that's a doctor that would love to see some actual real research and real science? Let's see here. Family, extended family. I talked about friends. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you an example of best friend here in just a second. Coworkers, people that are out of work, people that you're going to school with or you went to school with. Maybe somebody that's watched your kids or babysat your kids. Maybe a waitress or waiter that you see at a restaurant that you go to on a regular basis. So let me ask you guys a question. I can't see it, but I would love to know Who has added 15 new people? I don't care if you unmute yourself, but make sure you mute yourself right back, please. If you've got 15, let me hear it.
I got 15, Florence.
15 right there. Seth is at 5. Chris Miller, 17. A guy that's been in the mortgage industry. Tonight, you have to wear a black hat if you're Chris, according to the presentation attire, I guess, because Chris in his presentation for 30 seconds wore his black hat. Who else? We got anybody else I see on here? I've got 9 so far from Kim Hightower. So let me just tell you guys this. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself this favor. Every day you're driving down the road, you see something. Vanna, great job. 12. Wendy, 12. Every day you're driving down the road and you think of someone that you need to talk to. And you always, I hear this all the time. I'm a procrastinator with you. And you say, yeah, I'll talk to them. And you forget, because guess what? Life happens. 7. Hey, Seth. Seth is at 7, guys. He might get to 10 before this is over. We'll see. Do you write that name down? Do you write the name that comes to your head down? The person that you sit next to at church or see at church every Sunday. Have you talked to them about this? How do you know that every night they're not praying for an opportunity, maybe to make a little extra income or to have better health? When you have these names, you guys, do not deceive the thoughts that come to your head. We know, I know, you should know who's putting those thoughts in your head. Do not deny the thought. Do not self-deceive your thoughts. Holy cow, Bob, 37 people written down. Great job. Do not deceive the thoughts that come to your head. People and the big guy upstairs is putting these thoughts in your head because people need this. You have a gift for them. Believe in this, and I tell you what, of over 10 years of doing this, we have a gift. We're giving a gift. When you truly believe that, sharing this, there is no problem. Because the memory jogger becomes every single person you come in contact with every day. It's okay if they tell you no. The point is, you gave them the information, or you at least offered it. Okay? So you guys, every day, add to that list. So you want me to give you an example? I hear this all the time. I've traveled all over the world doing this business. I hear people all the time say, you know what? I don't really want to talk to my family or my friends right off the bat. Okay? I call it your hot market. They either join you or burn you, one or the other. Some of you may have some experience with that. I do, okay? Let me give you an example of what happened when I called my best friend. It was a terrible invite, but it's okay. I just told, meet me for lunch. If you don't meet me for lunch, I'll beat you up. No joke. We've been friends since we were little kids. And that was my invite to him. And I said, bring a friend. That was the best thing I ever said, was bring a friend. So we went and had lunch, Tempe Marketplace, Paradise Bakery in Tempe, Arizona. If you're from Arizona, you know where that is. I'll tell you what, one of the best choices of my life, called my best friend, which I'll tell you this, he's no longer in the business. He quit. But let me tell you about the friend that he brought with him and what that turned into. Let me show you exactly. This is a real life example for me inviting my best friend, which was Justin Niska. Grew up with this kid, ate Cheetos at the mailbox. We've grown up together our whole life. He got in this business and he brought his buddy, Tyson Padgett. Tyson Padgett called his mom and dad right then and said, you know what? Hey, stop developing that woman's golf club and we're going to go into business together doing network marketing. Pro 8s. Those people talk to their best friends in the golf industry. Pro 8s. Talk to their best friend, not one of their best friends. Actually, they were coaches to this guy, David, to David's son in golfing, and they called him, he hit Pro 8. Here's a funny one. David Mata called Dan, and when we showed up to Dan's house, Dan said, I don't want to join you in any business you're a part of. That was when we got to his house. After we showed him what we had, Pro 8. They introduced Kai and Greg Hayes, Pro 8. There's some people missing in between there, but this is an example for you guys. This is all from contacting my best friend and then led to Brody and Kim Kobensky. and many, many others like Chris Miller that shared tonight, and many others. But you guys, this is a real life example of me actually inviting my best friend to this business that actually quit, but he introduced me to somebody that led to absolutely a crazy amount of volume every single month. Actually, I'll be honest, it's over $500,000 a month in volume from calling my best friend that quit the business, but brought his buddy with him. So if I could give you a bit of advice when you do meet people, hey, bring somebody along with you. Hey, if we're going to do this, bring somebody along. Hey, you know what? You don't want to do this business. You know what? You send them a message. They don't want to do it. Hey, who do you know that is interested in making extra money or having better health? Hey, would you mind if I shared this information with them? That is okay, you guys. This is absolutely amazing. And Seth is almost at 10. He's at 9. Come on, Seth, you can do it. That is what I have for you guys on databasing. He's at 10. Now I can stop. And I guarantee I was probably right on my timer, if not under. But you guys, this is about databasing, and it's adding to it every single day. Do not stop, because every time that thought comes to your head, write it down, share it. There's a reason why. So I'll turn the time back over to you, Laura.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, Chris, just by seeing you, the first guy on my list was the bug man. Chris used to be, so I hadn't even thought about that. Great information. Florence LaRocca, are you there? Florence LaRocca. Oh, good. I see you.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Listen, she is going to talk to us about the Power Hour that Seth has been doing since the very beginning, and how it's made a major change in her life and her business. So, Florence, tell us what you know.
Oh, well, I'll take it away. Well, thanks for inviting me, and to all the people that have been on this call, thank you for everything that I have learned. To tell you a bit about myself, LifeVantage came to me about 6 years ago because I come from the corporate world, and coming out of the corporate world, I started my own consulting small firm. And sometimes you don't learn mistakes in life. And a day like today, this can happen to anybody. I suffered a severe head injury as a result of falling from a spiral staircase at a level of 6 feet high. So before I talked and start telling you the story about the Power Hour, I would like to tell you all that for 13 years, I was told that I was non-functional because out of that accident, I had permanent damage in my frontal lobes and my cognitive system. So for 13 years, I just heard that I just have to live with every condition as a result of that. And I'm going to talk to you about now, the present. Look at me now. My mindset for those 13 years and that belief that there would come a day that it would be better, that's what got me today. And I got a call like everybody. And I met Seth, being connected to the system. And last Elite Academy, I went to a meeting, and they never heard about what I'm going to be talking about, the Power Hour. So I'm going to connect how this has impacted me as an entrepreneur, coming from having no focus, not having the mentality to be where I'm at today, and what this has done for me, for my team, because this is all about a team effort. And hearing the momentum that's been created in this call really ignites my energy. And in regards to the Power Hour, I started in January, and to share what has done to me as a mentor of my team, it has more than doubled my enrollments from the month of January till March. But like Chris said before, and I think even Jake said it and says it all the time, we're pursuing this is, yes, we're going to make a better make this world a better place, but it all starts within us. And what I have found in the Power Hour is that there is an inner growth within you as you develop the skills that you need to develop, which are just mindful, focus, intentionally in doing peak, present, follow up, close. And when you think about it, you're just continuing your funnel to be able to take you to the app. So when you start peaking, it's great because, as Chris was saying before, that is really databasing. And what you're doing is that you're being very intentional and creating exposures that you're going to start getting all these thumbs up in your phone, and you connect to people. And as you do that, then you follow into the next step, which is to present. And before that, because they have piqued their interest, you just say, if I were you send them that 1 minute health survey or the video. And what happens is a magic that we didn't have before, because we get a blueprint of their worries, their pains, and that's telling you what their pain is. So you're giving value to what they want to hear. So then you have engaged to be able to, when you present, it is amazing because based on what they said, then you're able to be more effective and more focused in what you're going to tell them. And that will lead you to maybe a third-party credibility, because the person might have just said, you know, I'm lacking energy or I'm having this condition. And, you know, we Hispanics tend to be very emotional and talk a lot. So one of the things that I have learned and developed the skill is really how to focus in the way that we answer back, because it's always adding value to them. So then I'm being more effective in when I'm doing the present. And then I engage with them, whether it is because they're interested in the product. So when you start in the present and the follow-up and the close, because they interact within each other, you become more effective in realizing that maybe she's interested in the product. So you take it right through the products. And if she wants more information, so right there in the app, we have it. We have a lot of options that have been mentioned before. So you can immediately focus into the next step and take them right through. And then when you're about to close, it's very important that the options that you're giving, you're taking them to a yes or a no. And it's very important that we're very specific in what we're telling them. But what's really exciting, Laura, and to all of you in this call, that happens in this Power Hour is that you create a momentum with the people that you're sharing this. So it becomes unstoppable and addictive, and you become better at it. So as that is happening, you start talking about the Power Hour to your team. So duplication starts happening, and I'll talk about that as I'm finishing. But you become even a better person, because when you do Power Hours, you always have to be thinking about the other person. And isn't this a business about relationship and engaging with other people? So that's all you're doing on a daily basis. So after you've done about 25 minutes of present, follow up, and close, you go back to what really brings you all these engagements and these exposures that you have to do. You have to connect. So you go to your feed, a news feed on Facebook, and you're relevant and you talk about what people's dreams are, and you connect with them. And you always try to do 5 a day within those 5 minutes that you're doing that, or whether you need 5 minutes or you need 10 minutes to do it. And sometimes you do get somebody to connect, sometimes you don't. But this is, you do it on a consistently basis because you got to be consistent. You have to have consistency in order to create momentum. And Power Hour created a momentum. I got to make sure that I don't run out of time. A momentum in my daily activities in order for me to duplicate that with my team. Not only with my team, but people outside of my team here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then after we do some connecting, we start doing engaging in Facebook. Because again, we connect, we engage in Facebook, and these are the people that eventually we're going to be inviting. So they're going to start again in our peaking process to add to our funnel. And last but not least, not last, because I'm still missing two. One is friend request in Facebook. We do that in every single Power Hour. And the beauty of it is that now I'm more selective because I would do friend requests. No. As you become better in these focus, very intentional activities, now you kind of x-ray because the people that you send a friend request are the people that you want in your team, are the people that have the same dream and likes as you do. And these are the people that you eventually will connect. And very important, who am I? We're talking about creating entrepreneurs online. So it's very important that every day we tell the world something about us. So we take at least 5 minutes to share and think about the post that we're gonna place that day or the following day and share that in social media, whether it's the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And that is our Power Hour. And in regards to what this has done to my team, well, since I started doing it in January, and very important, when I started in January, I didn't know what I was doing, but I took immediate action. And everything is there. You can find it right there in your files. The script, how to do it, how to host it. Everything is available to all of us. But when I started doing it, I was just consistent. So I got better on it. And I can say that since then, I have joined 3 new distributors and I have more than doubled my enrollment. And I do consider that in my team, we become better entrepreneurs online and out of line because we're creating database continuously. And I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to sharing my story in the Power Hour.
Thank you so much, Florence. Just another powerful tool, the Power Hour. So if none of you have heard of this, jump on and increase your business. Thank you. Chris, would you like to give us any closing thoughts?
Yes, I would.
All
Can
right.
you hear me? All right. Well, let me tell you guys this. It's been exciting. Sorry, we're 10 minutes over, which is actually better than I thought we were going to do. Actually, we're doing good. 10 minutes over is awesome. I'll only take a couple minutes, but we want to leave you guys with something. One, I'll leave you with this. That person I'm messaging with, right, from Messenger on Facebook right now, he's already filled out the survey, right, while we've been waiting. I went and grabbed a drink of water real quick. And he is currently watching the biohacking video right now as we speak, which is awesome. Well, I've never been able to actually talk to people and actually actively do this while I'm in the middle of actually doing part of a training, right? It's unbelievable, but it is addictive. So you guys, we want to leave you with this. With what we do, Sprint to 10, what is Sprint to 10? It's already on your rewards. You can already see it. So over the next less than 72 hours, 3 days, started already today. So starting today till Saturday night at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when this will end. So a little less than 72 hours. Here's what we challenge you to do. One, you're going to add prospects. When you add them into your app, or even if you're adding them outside of that, we need you to, if you do it in the app, it's the only way we're going to be able to track it quickly. So using CEOPro app, download it. We put the comments on how to do that in the notes there. For every 10 engagements, so an engagement is right now, this guy is taking a look at the video. That's an engagement. He filled out the survey. That's an engagement. Okay. So every time you add somebody to the app and they actually engage and look at information, now what's going to happen is you're going to get, for every 10 people that you get engaged, not every 10 things they look at, but for every 10 people that you add to the app and they actually engage, look at something, what we're going to do is we're going to do a drawing and give away just $100 just for the fun of it. Okay. So if, let's say you're ambitious, I see some ambitious people on this leaderboard that scares the heck out of me sometimes, right? At 50 something engagements, if you get 50 engagements, you get 5 entries. Okay. Now these are not engagements, is a new person engaging. They can look at 10 things. It's for every person that engages. Okay. So, and that's what you see on your screen is your engagements. So for every 10 people that engage, you're going to get added to this drawing. Super simple. We're going to throw away and just give $100 to that person, whoever wants to do it. But remember, you get 10, go for 20. If you get to 20, go for 30. For every 10, your name's going into the hat for a drawing. So super exciting. That's going to be the sprint to 10, and it's already tracking you in your own app if you download it. If you haven't downloaded it, go to the App Store, go to Google Play, type in Rapid Funnel, and then look in the notes. CEOPro is where you're gonna type in the group code. Is what you need. CEOPro, all one word, lowercase. Just add it, and that's your group code. So for every 10, you're gonna get added into this. You guys, I'll tell you what. Tonight's been a powerful training. 1, how to use a tool that I've wanted for 10 years. 2, I think hopefully I helped you guys out on databasing. I saw that we probably have 100 or 200 names already added to people's databases just tonight alone by just helping you think of a few people to add to that list. So super, super exciting. I appreciate everybody that jumped on and participated with us tonight. I think this was helpful. This is something we're doing on a monthly basis and something that we'll continue to do on a regular basis to make sure that everybody that's new or wherever you're at, we're going to be able to train you guys and keep you up to date on every single thing that's going on. Make sure you have May 14th down for our next CEO Global training. That is an important time. Everything that's going on, you guys, plug it into the system, plug it into your events is super important. And with that being said, you guys, I'm excited. I'm honored to, anytime I present to you guys, I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm honored to be a part of every one of your lives and to be able to do this with you. And with that being said, you guys, I want to officially end our first CEO Global training. And we appreciate and look forward to working with every one of you guys and hearing about all of your successes.